Have you ever felt like there was an anime character that doesn't get enough credit? Like, damn, this guy is a beast of a character but doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He doesn't get the attention that he deserves. They don't always get the spotlight that they deserve. Well, this video is dedicated to those characters. Characters who aren't necessarily physically strong but are valuable either way and have skill sets outside of flashing move and power punches. And no, I'm not talking about the Sakura type characters who, let's be honest here, are completely useless. No offense to women. Please don't attack me feminists, but those female characters don't really provide value to the show. The types of characters that I'm talking about are the ones that I have compiled for this list. The top 10 underrated powerful anime characters. Let's get on with the list. At number 10, we have Rock Lee. When it comes to Naruto, it suffers from the side characters not being written in correctly. Despite Naruto having hundreds of fillers, many side characters like Rock Lee sort of get left behind. They are not used to their full potential, and don't even get me started with Shino. What did they even do with him? Kishimoto considers Lee his favorite character to draw, and at first designed Lee to symbolize human weakness. Unable to use most ninja techniques, Lee dedicates himself to solely using taijutsu. This ninja technique is similar to martial arts. This alone makes Lee a unique character. In fact, they could have made the three main characters Naruto, Sasuke, and Rock Lee, and I would have been fine with that. In my opinion, Might Guy was used to his full potential in the anime, but they never did use the full potential of Rock Lee like they did with Might Guy. And that's why he's a top 10 underrated strong anime characters. Yes, he's physically strong, but he is very unappreciated. At number 9, we have Yoshikage Kira from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yes, he is a villain, but he's a good villain who is underrated. When it comes to villains, you should always take note of something, and that is, why are they villains to begin with? What is the reasoning behind their actions? If they have a good backstory and reason as to why they do what they do, then they are a well-written villain. If it just seems like they are a villain just to be a villain and don't really have a reason behind it, then they are a bad villain. If it just seems like they're just killing people and destroying stuff, then that's not a good villain. Someone who wasn't written into the story with meaning and value, that is not a good villain. Kira longs for a simple life and doesn't wish to be bothered. He becomes quite bothered when someone disrupts his simplicity and goes to the extreme lengths to get it back. He keeps a collection of his own fingernail clippings and believes when they grow quickly he has trouble. Kira also has a bizarre fetish for the female hand, stemming from an erotic fascination with the hands of the Mona Lisa. Yoshikage Kira is one of the creepiest underrated villains. His serial killer behavior in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure makes him a compelling antagonist to watch. At number 8, we have Kami from the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, Kami is one of those characters that I was talking about that doesn't have much physical strength, but is really underappreciated. Well, I'm sure that physically Kami would be stronger than everyone else on planet Earth in Dragon Ball, but compared to Goku and his people, he's basically made out to be weak. Let's be honest here. Kami is the one who created the Dragon Balls, and the Dragon Balls have bailed out Goku so many times. I mean, being able to bring back people from the dead, that's basically the ultimate hack. That's why resurrection is a banned concept in many anime, because it kind of makes things confusing. Because when someone is dead, you don't really know if they're dead or if they're just gonna be resurrected a couple of episodes later. Either way, Kami is a very important character and highly underrated. At number 7, we have Yuki from Sword Art Online 2. Yuki Kono is a new player who appears in Alphelm Online in Volume 7. She leads the Sleeping Knights Guild and quickly becomes known as one of the strongest in the game, winning 67 straight matches, earning her the title of Absolute Sword. In real life, she's in an isolated unit in the hospital, dying of AIDS. This girl is out here dying of AIDS and still enjoying her life inside a video game. Can you imagine if SAO was actually real? The benefits that it would have is insane. The game is actually keeping her from dying, which is insane. Yuki herself could be a main character of an anime. It would be very entertaining to watch, much underrated. At number 6, we have Kazuma from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, Yu Yu Hakusho is an older anime, but it's really good. If you like anime like Hunter x Hunter, then you'll really enjoy Yu Yu Hakusho. At the beginning of the series, he's one of those tough school bullies that no one ever takes seriously. The one who always has a tough guy act and gets into fights and whatnot, but then he meets Yusuke. He had never lost a fight until he met Yusuke. Even though they are not really friends at first, Yusuke and Kazuma eventually become a team along with 2 others. It becomes pretty apparent that Kazuma actually has a soft spot and is not that mean of a guy. At number 5, we have Shinpachi from Gintama. Shinpachi is the one who makes sure they stick to a schedule and complete tasks, and he even manages to keep Gintoki and Kaguro from committing too many arrestable offenses. As the most serious and logical person in the trio, he makes sure the other 2 seem far more absurd, which adds an extra layer of humor to the show. Shinpachi works under Gintoki to learn the ways of the samurai. He used to stay at his family's dojo. However, it seems like he's just trying to help Gintoki pay the rent than to learn. At number 4, we have Yozuru from Nisei Monogatari. She fights by using her fists and is powerful enough to punch through multiple floors at once. She is sadistic and brutal and chooses to specialize in exorcising immortal beings because nothing else is challenging to her. Although she considers herself as an ally of justice, her ideology is based on exacting justice by eliminating those who should not exist. While Yuzuru is a rather famous figure in the realm of the supernatural, she is very underrated. At number 3, we have Zoe from Attack on Titan. Yes, we all know how strong Levi, Eren, and Mikasa are, but it's not just them. Anytime a character is introduced, there's a good chance they won't live to see the end of an episode on Attack on Titan. But Zoe actually manages to stay alive despite being a side character. What's strange is that she is often excited by Titans and is always eager to experiment with them, coming off as extremely emotional regarding Titans, but the fascination with Titans actually helps her to be able to construct strategic plans that can help her and the group. At number 2, we have Raphtalia from The Rising of the Shield Hero. Raphtalia is a demi-human who is the first real member of the Shield Heroes party after he purchased her as a slave. After several weeks of traveling with Naofumi, Raphtalia's body inexplicably changes and she has gained the experience of a young adult. Her fighting skills also improve drastically. Naofumi, who is the main character, is really overpowered, but he is a shield hero after all, which means that the majority of his skills are the defensive type. So that's where Raphtalia comes into the picture. She attacks for him a lot of the time, which makes her a very important character. At number 1, we have Mumen Rider from One Punch Man. He is very easy to overlook, but is actually a pretty awesome character. He's not the most skilled superhero in Z City. His rank is C, which isn't high. However, the reason his rank is so low is because he only wants to move up when he feels he truly has earned it. Basically, he's extremely weak and loses a lot of fights, but anyone who watches One Punch Man knows that he's one of the most loved characters because he treats every single fight like he actually has a chance to win even though he doesn't. Despite being weak, he has the guts, which is what this list is all about. And that's it for this video, guys. If you guys don't agree with anything on this list, make sure you leave a comment explaining why. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Running in circles all over my mind, staying up late cause you stay hard to find. Stare at the ceiling, just passing the time. I'm hoping that you might just give me a sign. I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here just waiting. Whenever a call comes through, I can feel my heart start beating. I haven't been sleeping lately because of all these late calls in my head. You're creeping lately because of all these late calls. I'm falling inside of this place, closing my eyes but I still see your face. Why does it feel like the walls caving in. Then you send a text and I'm okay again. I've been so distant from this for a while. I should've moved on, but I stayed